Live from a secret location somewhere in northeast Wisconsin, it's Clubhouse Live, the virtual show. We'll look back on how the Packers fared with our co-host. We'll talk football, we'll take a peek at what's next on the schedule, and we'll have our usual fun too. We're ready. Are you ready? It's time to get started. Let's open the doors and welcome to Clubhouse Live!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Clubhouse. We're actually not at the Clubhouse. Let me just change my volume here. I'm already messing up here in our virtual show. This is Clubhouse Live, the virtual show. We are safe and sound in our 10th floor bubble. 222 building, downtown Appleton, Wisconsin. You saw it in the intro. I am Brett Christopherson with USA Today Network, Wisconsin. Hey, show number 298.
Woo! Getting to that 300.
From the big milestone 300. Can't wait to celebrate that. And that might be a trip to the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl edition. So we'll see. Hey, but as always, I like to ask everybody out there, how is everybody doing tonight there in Packers land? Let me hear you. Yes, our virtual crowd is pumped. That's because it is the divisional playoff. The Packers' opponent is set, and the buzz can be felt here in very frigid, very cold northeast Wisconsin. First, though, the powers that be order me to take care of this part of the show. The worst part of the show, as we all know.
Introduce me.
You can see him right there on your screen, that smug look on his face. It is Chicago Bears fan, Ricardo Arguello. Ricardo, are we still talking about your Bears?
Sure.
Why?
They're searching for a GM. They're searching for a head coach. It's going to be a lot of fun over the next couple weeks seeing who they finalize for those two big positions.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. A little more like a bunch of laughs, I think, from Packers.
Here we go. Let me hear it, Rosie.
Yeah, let's hear the crowd. This will be the reaction when the Bears hire their general manager and their head coach. Everybody's going to be chuckling because it's going to be a lot of the same, a lot of losing football. So is that it for your Bears?
Yes, go ahead. You can move on.
That's your Bears 30-second, not
30
your Bears
second.
minute.
It's off season for them.
We might have to eliminate that segment from the script next week. But we do have a lot to talk about, right? We have the Green Bay Packers against the San Francisco 49ers coming up. Lambeau Field will be the backdrop for Saturday night's NFC Divisional Showdown between the well-rested and recuperated Packers and the rival 49ers. The early forecast, guys, have you seen this? Calling, I got it right here, kickoff temperature of around 17 degrees, but wind chills around 5 degrees. And by game's end, the wind chill could be around 0, so perfect. We'll keep an eye on that as we get closer to the 7:15 p.m. kickoff. Will Aaron Rodgers stay hot? Will the Packers' offensive line continue to play at an elite level? Will the Packers' defense stymie the 49ers' rushing attack and pressure Jimmy Garoppolo into some mistakes, right? He's been prone to the interception, Ricardo.
That's true.
Will Matt LaFleur get the better of his mentor, Kyle Shanahan? So you'll have freezing cold temps, you'll have some wind, you'll have a very frozen tundra, and you're going to have 80,000 crazies, freezing cold crazies, screaming their voices hoarse. And you'll have the Packers looking to advance to their third straight NFC championship game. The playoffs are finally here. And look at this. I know you guys love it. So did this guy. Happy Vince. There he is. Get him on the screen. This is his time of year, Ricardo.
Yep.
Playoff football, championship football. And you know what Happy Vince really loves? He loves it when a legend returns to the show.
Legend.
Our friend, our pal, as I said, a Clubhouse Live legend, and our original co-host has returned for tonight's show. It is former Green Bay Packers tight end, Super Bowl champ, Tom Crabtree. He's out there somewhere. There he is. Yes. Well, look at those.
There you go. Ooh.
Those arms look like mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Both in stature and ink. And wait till I show Tom all the ink I have going on with my tats right now. It's crazy.
Would your pin explode on your biceps there, my friend?
First, Ricardo, a big thank you to our presenting sponsor, Unison Credit Union. Unison proudly provides the people and businesses of Northeast Wisconsin with exceptional banking services and trusted financial guidance delivered by friendly experts. Personal checking and personal savings, investments, loans, business checking and business savings. Unison Credit Union, empowering you. Ricardo, I'm going to empower you, as I always do, to tell everybody how the show works.
Well, we're virtual, as everyone can see. So we invite your comments and questions through that live chat, which can be found online next to the video viewer. So I'm monitoring that chat. It's always active. They love Krabby. A lot of the folks here are saying hi to him, and they can't wait for this show, Brett. Hey, and they're going to relay any comments and questions that they have over to both you and Tom.
This echo's bothering you too, isn't it?
A little bit.
We're still not used to virtual after starting the season in person, but we'll get through it. Hey, Clubhouse Live is the hashtag. Give me a follow on Twitter, please, would you? I'm at PC Brettsy. Tom is at It's Crab, and Ricardo is selling game consoles right now on at PC Ricardo. Do not give that account a follow, Ricardo.
If you're following me at PC Ricardo, unfollow me because right now I've been hacked.
Xbox, 5 PlayStations? I don't know what the Xbox
Actually,
are.
the Bob Becker has already put on here. It's at the Bob Becker PS5 and Xbox stock alerts.
You knew Bob was going to be all over it.
All over me.
Bob, right? Ban Bob. So, and give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. So, as you can see, I have the Bears, Lions, and Vikings
Look at
welcome
that.
mats in front of our virtual desk, our virtual stage. We're going to stomp our feet all over those for extra good luck for Packers playoffs.
Where'd you get the Lions one?
Actually, the Lions and the Bears, Jeremy Klussman, our friend, gave me those.
Interesting.
Jeremy, if you want to pony up and give me every team in the NFL,
Yeah.
that'd be fantastic. We could use it for next season.
Or at least the NFC ones for sure.
At least the NFC, that would be fantastic. So, Jeremy, if you're listening, we'll take it. We'll take a free handout. So, all right, let's get our guest onto the screen. He spent 4 seasons as a durable, rugged, mustachioed, and tattooed tight end with the Green Bay Packers. Our guest tonight also had stops with the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, and the Saints. Our guest tonight was our original Clubhouse Live co-host.
Yes.
That was already back in 2012. That's a long time ago. And used our show, Karma, to finish that season with 8 catches, 203 yards, and 3 memorable touchdowns, including one against your Bears. He averaged 25.4 yards per reception that season. Our guest tonight was also the first co-host in Clubhouse Live history to have Aaron Rodgers as his guest, which carves him into our very own Mount Rushmore, without a doubt. Our guest tonight is now retired from football, lives with his wife and 2 children in sunny and humid Florida, where he wrestles with alligators. He eats rattlesnakes, and he does battle that oppressive humidity. That's terrible. It's thick down there, even right now. Our guest tonight claims to be the 7th best Crabtree in NFL history. Ricardo, our guest tonight, announced last night on his Twitter account that he will be part of this year's Super Bowl halftime show.
Okay, this I'm interested in.
I wonder if that's really true.
Okay.
He is a Super Bowl champion and is forever known as the Puma. How about a Clubhouse Live virtual welcome for former Green Bay Packers tight end, Super Bowl champ, our legend, the Puma, number 83, Tom Crabtree.
Hey, he's got the cheese head in the back. I love it.
There he is.
Greetings. What an intro.
Oh,
he's out of breath. He needs a nap, Tom.
Yeah. Do the intro for like a full hour. How many pages did you flip through, Brett?
That was 5 pages right here. 5 pages on my script. Everybody wants to see the script.
I am good.
It's like the holy grail here. I know I am getting tired. I'm a grandpa now, and grandpas tend to get a little bit more tired here around.
Well, not only that, anything that you have written down there is in large print text because you're an old man.
Oh man, I do need glasses though. I do need glasses.
You have an iPhone, right, Brett? Do you go with the bold? The really bold, extra big text.
I just use a big magnifying glass, like when I'm doing crosswords and reading. Just a big magnifying glass. Hey, before we get going, folks listening out there, I just want to say this: a programming note. Packers wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the Flash, our co-host this season. Actually, we've had 2 co-hosts this season. He's our second-half co-host, but he will return to the show next week. We'll announce show information later this week on our Facebook page. Again, facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. Tom, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We've got a lot to get to, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here. So thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. I always appreciate you reaching out to me as a last, bottom of the bucket, scrape the barrel, last resort guest. 19 weeks into the season or whatever it is. Thanks for inviting me finally. And after all those unanswered calls and texts early in the season with me asking if I could co-host.
Brett is putting you on blast, my friend.
Well, let me say this, though. I was reaching out to you. I sent you a direct message on Twitter. and then I sent you a text. And I noticed on Twitter you weren't very active at the time, so I thought maybe Tom's off of Twitter. Maybe he shut off his phone. Do we have a chance at this guy? And thankfully on Thursday, he said, I'm in. You gave me a heart attack.
I did that on purpose. I was like, you know what?
Play with him.
We're gonna make this guy sweat it out a little bit. And
Well, I had to go back then. I had to find
No,
some
I'm
Packer players.
I'm not as active on Twitter as I used to be, but I saw your note and I jumped on it immediately. Within like 72 hours, I got back to you.
Yes.
Brady was on
happy to be here.
vacation. Leave him alone.
I did notice that because, as you know, Tom, I do stalk you and anybody who's going to be on the show. So I went on to Facebook. I thought, is this guy even alive anymore? And there you are posting pictures of a beautiful...
You don't know any...
Yeah,
you don't know anymore. That's a fair question. Like
it is.
Like, who's next?
Yeah.
Not to get too dark here, but what the hell, 2022?
Yeah.
Like, calm down.
Oh, boy. I think
I'm here,
2022 is going to be better as far as COVID goes. I think it's going to be better. I think we're going to break free. Break on through to the other side.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Mr. Morrissey.
Do my Jim Morrison for you. Yeah, the Doors. So, Tom, you are on our Clubhouse Live Mount Rushmore. How does that make you feel? Is that the highlight of your career?
That easily above and beyond anything I could have ever expected when I set out. As kind of a freshman, I would say in high school, that was when my dreams started to kind of, like, it was there on the horizon. Like, man, I could really do something with football. And then now to get to this point, to be on the Mount Rushmore Clubhouse Live, it's an honor.
Well, who else would be on Mount Rushmore? Would it be?
Well, let me explain.
Okay.
It would be John Kuhn.
I think it's four of my heads. It's 4 me's, right? 4 times.
Not quite. It is Tom Crabtree.
Mean Gene has to be on.
It is John Kuhn because he also got us Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. Okay.
It is Alan Lazard because we did it virtually with him last year, and he got us Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams on the same show. And the fourth would be me.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. It would be me.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. I think. And if Bob Becker is listening, I expect a Photoshop of that by the end of the night.
He's very talented.
Tom, Kuhn, Lazard, and me on Mount Rushmore.
Well, that's fine. I'd rather be Crazy Horse anyway.
Yeah. Crazy Horse. All right. So, Puma, what is with this Twitter announcement that you are going to be part of the Super Bowl 56 halftime show? Do you have some? Let's break some news here on the show.
Well, it's a little thing I like to call, what we call that in the business is clickbait. All right. I got a lot of impressions. I got at least 100 impressions. Folks are looking at that tweet and they're wondering. And that's what that is. It's clickbait, fake news. That's the age we're in apparently. So I figured why not just throw myself out there and make myself part of the halftime show. And that's what I'm doing. I'll probably get stopped by security before I'm able to enter the stadium, but I'm officially making myself a part of the halftime show.
We're not even sure where the game's going to be yet. Is it going to be in Los Angeles?
I think it's too late to
Arlington.
I think it's too late to move it now.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's less than a month away, right? So
it's about less than a month. Yeah, I think so. But there was talk about moving it out of LA because of the COVID stuff and the protocols, I guess.
Where were they going to move it? Dallas?
Dallas, yeah. Which would bode well, as you know, to be a Super Bowl backdrop for the Packers.
Well, yeah, I won one there pretty easy. I don't know if you guys know that, but yeah, I won a Super Bowl there.
Where's the ring? Are you not wearing the ring tonight?
No, man. Times are tough. I had to pawn that off a while ago.
Wow.
I had to get these AirPods to be able to join the show, so I trade them straight up.
Times are tough.
Times are tough.
There's our crowd.
Laughing.
Inflation. I mean, gas prices are soaring. Everybody's got to pawn their jewelry. Supply chain issues. Yeah. I just thought I pictured Tom though as a backup singer in the halftime show.
I thought maybe if Foo Fighters were playing or something, and maybe he'd be part of that. I don't know.
I'm not even sure who was the halftime
People have been
show.
called
Eminem and.
I think it's Dre. Yeah, it's Dr. Dre and Eminem, which is great. That'll be fun. I would love. People have been calling for the Foo Fighters, I feel like for years, and it's fallen on deaf ears, man. Like, I don't know how. I would love to know what that conversation is like, because I'm sure the right people know from both sides know each other. And I'd love to know who is saying no or getting in the way of that happening. I'd be really curious. I feel like the Foo Fighters would be a great,
Well, yeah.
like one of those halftime shows everybody would love.
Yes,
yeah,
I agree.
they're really the only contemporary rock band I think that has such mass appeal.
Yeah.
You know, you can't go back in time. And much as I love Metallica, Puma, I don't think that's a right match.
I'm surprised Foo Fighters haven't
Yeah.
been a halftime show, actually, when you think
Right.
about it.
Right.
That doesn't make sense, especially Dave Grohl and how well-known he is. I mean, he's a legend. You also had this on your Twitter account, Puma. I'm a little miffed, all right, that you tweeted that Travis Kelce is your favorite tight end to watch. Now, there's a guy's named Mercedes Lewis, Josiah DeGuara,
Uh-oh, here
Robert
we go.
Tonyan. There's Tyler Davis, Dominique Daphne. Those should be your favorite tight ends to watch, not Travis Kelce. What's the matter with you?
Here's the thing, Brett. All right, I'm playing the long game here for Packers, for fans, for the team in general. I'm trying to motivate those guys on the Packers in that tight end room right now, because I know they're all looking at my Twitter feed. They're looking at me. I'm kind of that beacon of hope and light when it comes to Packers tight ends. They're following me, and they're thinking,
they're watching the show.
like, what would Tom be doing right now? What is he thinking? And when they see me hype up Kelce like that, they're like, they probably went in to the Hudson Center and practiced right when I said that. They were probably hopped in their cars, and
I'm sure.
They crack out
that's
little
where I was at
bracelets
with
with WWTD. What would Tom do?
Yeah.
right.
I
It's
see.
ironic
Okay.
that it's TD as well, because of my career and just the correlation there, WWTD.
perfect.
But
A lot of touchdowns during his Clubhouse Live season
Yeah.
with us.
A lot.
Memorable. What about George Kittle?
It
What are your
was.
thoughts on that guy? He is a tough matchup come Saturday night for that Packers defense, isn't he? Physical, strong, fast.
He blocks well.
He blocks.
yeah, that's the thing about Kittle. I love him too, and really, that's what I love about the tight end position. I may be a little biased, but there's so many guys you can point to, whether it's Kelce or Kittle or obviously Gronk. Like, there's so many guys you can point to that do both sides of the ball, or both aspects of playing a tight end so well, whether it's blocking or receiving. And it's so much fun for me to watch. Like, I get dialed in or kind of tunnel vision watching those type of guys play on Sundays, watching them on TV. And that's a tough matchup. I wouldn't say it's a weak spot for our defense. Our defense has been playing pretty darn well, but if there was kind of a matchup to exploit for the 49ers, that would be it. And then you got the whole discussion getting into going down the rabbit hole, talking about Debo and what he's doing this year. He could probably play tight end.
Yeah.
So
He can play everywhere else.
pretty wild.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yep.
We'll talk about that in a little while, but there are some nervous Packer fans, I have to tell you, Tom, around here about this matchup coming up Saturday night. So
It's a tough matchup. That's a good team, but you'll get into it in a little bit.
the phrase "super wild card weekend." I know that was another thing that you're grumbling about, you're complaining about. What do you think about this new playoff format, Tom? Especially with some of the lousy football we saw with these 7 seeds, right? The Eagles got trounced by the Bucs, the Steelers got trounced by the Chiefs. I mean, should we be adding the 7th team on each side, Tom, or should we go back to the way it used to be and have the 2 top seeds get that first round bye, just 6 teams, both in the NFC and the AFC? Are there too many teams in the playoffs now?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to lean towards there being too many teams, too many weeks. I mean, essentially, they bumped the season back a week as well. They added a regular season game. So with that, they've bumped the playoffs back a week, and they've added a team into the playoffs where essentially you're getting like half from each conference, almost half of the teams in each conference get in the playoffs. I think it's kind of silly. I think you have a pretty good idea with your top 6. I think it was before with your top 6, like who is the cream of the crop or who deserves to be there. I don't think there was any reason to add another team and change the whole format. I don't know. I'm sure it equals dollars for the NFL and the league and the owners. So, as much as we all kind of hate it, I think we were all tweeting about how much we hate it as we all watched it, and we watched the commercials and we watched that extra game happen or whatever. Like, we're going to see that. They might expand it to everybody makes the playoffs at some point if it makes more money. I don't know.
Well, it feels like, Ricardo, the season with that, even we talked about this, was it last week? Even that 17th game feels like this is taking forever.
Long.
Next thing you know, the Super Bowl is going to be in March.
You know what I don't like, and maybe Krabby, if you want to comment on this, there's a game tonight.
Yes.
Monday night on a wild card. And I know it's wild card and you want to give each game enough exposure, but that to me seems like that puts those two teams maybe a little bit at a disadvantage. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about that. What do you think, Tom?
No, I would agree with that. And you think of how would the schedule have played out? I understand we played the Niners, who played yesterday. We played the Niners on Saturday, prime time. Would that have changed if Dallas had won and we played the lower seed, so the winner of tonight? Would they have still held that Saturday primetime game? So that team would essentially have to turn around from a Monday Night Football game to a Saturday primetime, like super short week in the playoffs.
I'm guessing they would have played that on Sunday.
But you don't know. We don't know what the logistics are, what they had in mind, because they obviously want to showcase the 1 seed, right? You want to showcase Green Bay.
Green Bay, San Francisco is a really attractive matchup, but I'm thinking that would have been a Sunday game.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. But no, I was going to say either way. I think it's just that's a tough deal for them too. Bumping a playoff game to a Monday, it's a short week either way. How you look at it, Saturday or Sunday, and I think it's kind of ridiculous. So,
a couple more things. Go ahead, Puma.
No, I'm good.
No, that's the joy of virtual programming. We always talk over each other, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's always those delays. That is the era we live in, the Zooms, the live streams. Everybody just doesn't know when it's safe to
It's
talk.
like we're on assignment. Like we're like covering a hurricane or something. Back to you, Brett.
Yeah, I know. Are you there? Are you there? A couple more things, and we're going to take our time out and do our stat pack, courtesy of Mark Olenichik Realty. But anything stand out to you, Tom, as you're watching the football? It's got to be that Cowboys 49ers game.
Oh, boy.
What the heck was that at the end of the game? Why do you call it draw play with a quarterback draw with no timeouts and, 14 seconds to go?
All right, I want to hear Krabby on this one.
What is that? Speechless.
It's so hard for me because obviously I have the bias and the love for McCarthy.
Yeah.
Right.
But man, that seemed like an all-time no bueno. I don't want to say bonehead, but that was a bad call.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like they weren't you had to execute that so perfectly in the moment, and it seemed like they really just didn't know what to do. Dak hands the ball to the center, which is a no-no. It's probably something you do. You hand the ball to your center, sure, in walk through on Friday of 2 minute or Saturday morning. You can't do that in a game. You got to know that. You can't just spot the ball wherever you want it.
The center's just moving it where he wants to.
Yeah. Even if your center puts it right where it's supposed to be anyways, it doesn't matter. The ref has to come in and officially spot the ball. They looked unprepared. It looked like one of those good in theory moments, but it played out way worse than they thought it was going to. And I feel bad because I love McCarthy, obviously, always have that love for him. And ultimately, chain of command, it comes from the top down, whether it's him or I guess our OC Kellen Moore, who called it and got it approved by McCarthy in the moment. It was just unacceptable, I think, in that moment. I don't know. I feel like there will be changes probably in Dallas, and I hate saying that, but you can't choke that away in that moment, especially with the season they had going. They looked like a legitimate contender, and then to lose that way and just it just wasn't good.
I'd be stunned if McCarthy's fired, though, right? He's 12-5 this year.
No, I don't know why he would be fired too. I personally like McCarthy as a coach. I really respect him. But the one thing that was going through my mind as I watched that play develop is, why would you put that play in the hand of like a 60-year-old official trying to run to get back in time to spot the ball. I don't know if you ever want to do that.
That's the thing that's insane too. Like watching, and I don't get into a lot of the morning talk show like First Take and but Skip Bayless today, and I've always got a thing for hating Skip Bayless. Everybody does. That's why he's so popular. But like he was even trying to make the point this morning that like it was the official's fault for like not being in shape or not. I about lost my mind. I was about to throw my iPad. I was watching on my iPad. I was about to throw it into my wall. Yeah. Like
you gotta have an officials combine or something to make sure we get the most athletic officials.
I think everybody watching that game was stunned when Dak Prescott took off. I mean, you had at least 3 shots to the end zone from there with 14 seconds to play. Just
that's the thing. So I want to say they were around midfield, right? Were they around the 50?
I think even beyond.
Before he took off.
Yeah, they were around the
40,
50.
maybe.
It was around the 50. Yeah, 45.
So you at least had from there. You had probably 2. You probably had 2 good shots if they went to the end zone. Maybe a third that's like a quick sideline play to get you a few yards. That's why the draw to me was kind of silly. Because if you're wanting to get a little bit closer, call something sideline. And I get it. The Niners took away the sideline the way they lined up the next play. But, okay, well, then our next move is we got to go end zone, boys. Like, we got 2 shots, 3 shots to the end zone, and that's it. Make them count. And they did the draw, and, like, it was just yuck. I don't know.
Yuck is right. Hey, I just want to ask, I know folks are wondering, you're still in Florida, right? What's life like for Tom Crabtree these days?
Yeah.
What are you doing out there besides wrestling with alligators and eating poisonous snakes?
That's literally it. That's I've eaten 9 rattlesnakes today. Wrestled 4 gators.
Yes.
That's about it.
Man, he's
really
real life Crocodile Dundee.
He is. He could have his own show.
Now, like to be honest, I'm it's pretty normal way of life these days. Just it's definitely not the NFL days. Normal job, taking care of the family, playing with my kids, coaching my son's flag football team now. Pretty normal stuff, and normal is good. It's
nice
very good to be doing that stuff. Yes,
absolutely.
So,
And
no alligators, no snakes.
We hope we get some more normalcy in the weeks and months ahead too. So, all right, let's take a quick timeout. Time for tonight's Mark Olenichik Realty Stat Pack. If you are buying or selling real estate in Northeast Wisconsin, contact the licensed professional realtors at Mark Olenichik Realty. Call 920-432-1007. I saw that on their commercial. Or visit olej.com. Now, the Packers-49ers matchup, guys, as we all know, that's typically a very good one, especially come playoff time. Why, do you ask? Everybody out there in virtual land? Well, I'll tell you why. The all-time playoff series between the two rivals is tied 4-4. Now, that is a rivalry, right? Green Bay beat San Francisco in the playoffs 3 straight seasons in the 1990s, 95, 96, and 97. That was with, of course, Mike Holmgren as coach, Brett Favre as a quarterback. And longtime fans remember that 1995 Ricardo divisional matchup where the Packers went to San Francisco. The Niners were the defending Super Bowl champs, and the upstart Packers beat them 27-17 on their way to the NFC Championship game. The 97 playoff matchup saw Green Bay beat San Francisco in the NFC Championship. The 49ers, however, have won the last 3 playoff meetings between the two teams. That was a divisional playoff showdown in 2012, wild card contest in 2013, and, of course, 2 seasons ago, the NFC Championship game. The Packers, though, are 3-1 in home playoff games against the 49ers, so maybe it will be 4-1 after Saturday night is through. So, all right, Rosie, it is time to see tonight's Packers playoff GIF of the night. What do we have here? There. Ooh, what? Yeah. Oh, there's the championship belt. Look at that. Aaron Rodgers flashing that thing, Ricardo. You love it. You're smiling.
Well, the illustration kind of looks like Rodgers has a couple of chins there, but, I don't want to point out anything.
Hey, it's number 12. He's wearing green and gold. It's Aaron Rodgers, and he's flashing that belt. You're going to see that a whole bunch of times come Saturday night. But, Puma, let's talk a little Packers football, shall we, as we move on with the show and do our next segment with you. But what do you like about this year's team, and what concerns you about this year's team as they get ready for Saturday's
Oh, my.
divisional showdown? I'm putting you on the spot.
No, that's actually an easy softball lob. What
Oh, boy.
concerns me out of the gate? Oh my God, special teams.
Yeah.
Holy moly! What are we doing out there, boys? That scares me off the bat. What do I like about this team? Everything else other than special teams.
Okay.
And they're getting healthy. They're getting healthy at the right time. Man, just when you think it's weird to look back the early weeks in the season, like, man, this team is pretty damn good, and they've just kept kind of riding this ramp, like upwards, like in a way. I know Aaron missed a game or whatever, but they just kept kind of riding this wave and getting better when it seemed like there's no way. Like, they're just playing so darn well right now on both sides of the ball. They've found guys they can plug in, whether through injuries or free agency, guys they can plug in, especially on defense and O-line, to just kind of get the job done. And it reminds me a lot of that run we made in 2010 with regards to that. Now, I think this team is far more talented, has a much higher ceiling and playoff potential right now than the 2010 team did. So I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but that's huge in my book. Like, I look at this team on the field and watch what they're doing, and I'm like, shit, they're way better than we were 10, 11 years ago.
That's interesting.
Just keep in mind, we are a family show. We are a family show. This is prime
We love
time.
Krabby.
This is not Clubhouse Live After Dark. So just watch your language.
But
That's all I'm gonna
also,
say.
Krabby, we are not under FCC rules. So fire away.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Easy. Hold it now. We're two
Holy
shows away.
shnikes.
We're 2 shows away from 300. We want to hit that magical milestone of 300 shows. So, the 49ers, Tom, good matchup for Green Bay, bad matchup for Green Bay. I said there's some skittish folks out there. They're nervous.
Yeah, the sense I was kind of texting with some friends, family, during the day yesterday, over the weekend, like, who do we want to play? Like, what's, kind of playing, armchair quarterback or whatever. Like, who do we want to play next round? And that's the crazy thing is that's what you do. Like, I've been on that side of it as a player. Like, literally, you're doing that when you have a bye week. You're going like, oh, who do we want to play? Or like what matchup? You're looking at everything like that. And there's definitely a team you don't want to play. And I would say that's the Niners right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that seems to be kind of across the board, the consensus from fans. Like, if you had to pick one team from the start of this weekend that you don't want to play, I think it's the Niners. Just the way they're playing right now on offense, defense, the weapons they have on offense, especially with Debo, Kittle. I don't know that we want to be playing them right now, but that's not to say I still think Green Bay is far and away the better team, and they have home field advantage. But it's kind of like how we rolled in, and I always use the analogy of how we rolled into the playoffs in January of 2011. We were just hot. Like, we were won a couple games that we had to win in the regular season, caught a couple breaks, but we rolled in hot, and then we went into Philly, won a game, went into Atlanta, won a game. Like, you see that happening in front of you. So by the time, like, we get to Chicago in the NFC Championship, Chicago is probably like, oh, poo. Like,
Right.
We don't want to play these guys. And you saw what happened. So, yeah.
The Bears only have themselves to blame for that. They could have
knocked him out in the last.
knocked
game
him
of
on the
season.
last. It's their own fault, and that's my team. But they left it up to chance, and look what happened, right?
Yeah, and now you're selling, PS5s and Xboxes, and here we are.
Yeah.
Puma, what gives you the confidence, though, that this year's Packers team, unlike the previous 2 seasons where they did reach the NFC Championship game but couldn't get through, what gives you the confidence that this team will get through finally and that the third time will be the charm, assuming they win on Saturday and then, of course, get to that NFC title game?
I think this is by far, aside from special teams, that's my one concern. I think it's pretty obvious for everybody. But other than that, I think on offense and defense, top to bottom, depth-wise, O-line, running back, whatever position you want to roll through, there's so much depth and consistency and balance across the board on both sides that I'm like, I don't think I've seen that complete of a Packers team at all. Definitely, again, we were not that good in 2010. We were not as talented across the board as this team. And then to go along with that, the way 12 is playing right now, like, is I don't know. I guess statistically, maybe he's similar to where he's been in the past, but there's some kind of headspace he's in and comfortability. Like, he's in a different zone and universe than everybody right now when he's out there taking snaps and playing, and it's scary. And I think that combined with the balance and as good as his defense is, and they're getting healthy at the right time. Like, it's terrifying if you're another team, I'm sure, to have to go into Lambeau right now and play that type of team.
Yeah, especially with that cold weather coming up. I'll ask you about that in a second. But this is a good segue to talk about Aaron Rodgers. It looks like he's going to win a second straight MVP, right, at the fourth of his career now. Is there anything that he does that still amazes you, Tom? I mean, I guess we've talked about this on the show before with others, but I guess we're kind of spoiled. He's had this just incredible high level of success and consistency for so many years. And here he is, 38 years old, and it looks like he's got a lot of football left.
Yeah, and I kind of tweeted about it, I want to say a few weeks ago, there towards the end of the season, just the fact how easy Aaron and combined with Devontae, how easy they make it look. Just even a simple, pick up a first down on 2nd and 8, 3rd and 5, whatever it is, just like they make the every down or like the easy-ish play like look so simple and so like extra easy that we take it for granted. And they also make the special play look easy as well. Which is like terrifying. And I said, I think something to the point, like you'll never see that quarterback and receiver combination again. I don't think in the league, certainly not with the Packers anytime soon. Not in our lifetime. So the way they're able to just make like being Hall of Famers on the same wavelength together, play in and play out, how easy they're able to make that look is insane. And I think we take that for granted. I know I certainly have at times, and I try to catch myself now when I, see him throw it through a tiny window or Devontae just absolutely tear some guy's Achilles, on a route. I try to take pause and appreciate it more.
Good words of advice for the Packer fans out here. Ricardo, you have something online?
Yeah, Krabby, we got a pretty good question from GBP Clark. He's asking, okay, so some of the Packers are coming back off of injury and back into active status. GBP Clark wants to know what's the biggest obstacle, say, for those players that are kind of coming back after that long, kind of injury, being off the roster or back and active, from being so long out.
I guess it would depend on what the injury they're coming back from. A lot of times that can be a mental hurdle or barrier. If it's a pretty significant injury like you got with Bakhtiari, coming back from something that kept you out for a year plus, that's kind of a mental hurdle. Even though physically you might be there, it's one thing to jump in the game and mentally have that confidence in your body. The other thing is too, just physically the game conditioning and getting up to speed. I guess my analogy would be whenever I try to go to the local YMCA and try to jump in and pick up basketball game, my lungs are never there. I'm in good shape. I thought I was working out, but I wasn't. I can't even keep up with these guys running up and down the court. So similar thing there. You think, yeah, technically you're healthy, your injury is fine or whatever, but it's about getting your lungs and your legs under you. Those are the biggest hurdles.
Okay.
Good question. I know it's tough to be in peak physical performance like me, with incredible lungs, incredible strength, incredible quickness, even though
incredible imagination.
But, use me as your motivation, folks, as you're watching the show out there. try to get in shape here in 2022. A couple more questions, Ricardo, then it's going to be our social media question of the night. But I want to go back to Aaron Rodgers. Now, Tom, I know you guys are buddies, right? He had him on the show.
He did.
He got Aaron Rodgers on the show back in 2012. So let's break some more news here on Clubhouse Live tonight. Has he told you that he will be back in Green Bay next season and beyond? And if he hasn't told you, can you text him right now and ask and break some news?
So I was gonna answer with, well, he hasn't told me one way or another. So I don't know. We could be all right? Here, I'll text him for you guys.
Yes, you are in his inner circle. There's no question. There we go. Tom Crabtree right now, ladies and gentlemen, is texting Aaron Rodgers to ask if Aaron Rodgers will be back in Green Bay next season and beyond. Maybe for the next 5 seasons, Ricardo.
Yeah.
Tom Crabtree right now feverishly sending the soon-to-be back-to-back NFL MVP a text, asking him that very question.
And tell him Ricardo, the Bears fan, says hi, and he still remembers the punch in the butt.
The Bears
and if he wants a PlayStation 5 or Xbox, let me know.
And loved the punch in the butt.
Yes.
Oh, remembers or loved? I was just saying loved and loved the punch in the butt.
Excellent. We are going to break
also has a
news.
PS5 for you.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. Just did it. Yep.
We're going to break major news here on the show. But in all seriousness.
I did. I literally just texted 100% not expecting a reply. But, hey, I do it for you guys, okay? Because I care about you, and I appreciate you guys finally bringing me back on the show after all this.
This is why we love Krabby.
Yes.
And it's all because of Brett Krabby. He didn't want you back right away.
He is our Aaron Rodgers correspondent right now. We're going to him. He is our source. What do you think, though, Puma? You think he's coming back? There's no way.
I actually got a reply, guys.
Rosie, do you have breaking news music?
I don't think he does.
He doesn't. Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing Tom Crabtree texting Rodgers.
I swear to God. All right, we got a reply, guys. So I asked him, hey, I asked Aaron, are you back in GB next season? Asking for Clubhouse Live. We want to know. Kissy face emoji. He says it depends. This is a quote. Depends. I have some requests involving a few former teammates coming back to the squad. Yourself, that's me. Kuhn, Flynn, and Graham Harrell. That's it.
Wow. Is that breaking news?
That was it. You heard it here first. Hey, they bring it back. He also says no more Nickelback. No more Nickelback played at Lambeau as well. Was a follow-up.
Wow.
Yeah, I swear, you heard it here. That's the request. Make it happen, Gutekunst.
There you go.
So he says it depends.
Depends. I think
depends. Hey. We have made breaking news. Serious news.
Sponsored by Depends.
Yes.
But before we get to the social media question, though, they can't get rid of him. They can't trade him, Tom. Right? I mean, come on. He's going to win back-to-back MVPs. How do you get rid of this guy? You can't do it.
Yeah, you can't. I don't know. Like, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? You want me to come on here with some contrarian
I don't know.
Like contrasting opinion here? No, they can't get rid of him.
There's
He's
guys
got
like
all
Andrew.
The leverage. He's got all the skill in the world. He's got everything you want in a quarterback. Bring him back.
There's guys like Andrew Brandt. Andrew Brandt insists that they're going to move on.
That's fine, and he's seen the business side and all that. I have no idea of those inner workings. But excuse me, I burped.
That's fine.
You're seeing more and more guys like Tom Brady, Rodgers, Gronk. Even I would throw him in there for other positions. Like as they get older, something about it. I feel like it's getting harder to use age from a GM or front office perspective to use that as an excuse to move on from a player. That's all I'm saying. If it's up to 12 and he wants to continue playing, and again, that's the other side of it too. It's his thing. It's his personal, like, does he want to keep playing and playing at a high level? If he does, he might have 10 plus years in him, 10 years in him.
You never know with the way it's
and
going
I don't think that's unreasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Tom Brady's not going anywhere anytime soon either. I mean, he's
Well,
44 years old.
I wouldn't mind if Rodgers left. I'm all
Stop it.
for it.
Stop it. All right, I tell you what, I'm just flustered right now that Aaron Rodgers actually communicated live during the show, stating that it depends. It depends, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, Ricardo, we have tonight's social media questions.
Yeah, how do I go to this online question now? We just got some good stuff there. Thank you, Krabby, for all you do. Hey, here's a social media question. On Facebook, Brian Linegar on Facebook, he wants to know, hey, Aaron Rodgers said that Davante Adams is the best player he has ever played with. Who would you say was the best player you shared a locker room with?
This might be an easy question.
Gee, let me think for a while. It was 12. It was 12.
12, right?
Come on.
Charles Woodson.
Yeah? Yeah, but he was an offensive player.
Woodson was a
defensive
you're not wrong.
player.
My offensive bias and the touchdowns and the fact that I text with Aaron, that might be my bias playing in there, but that's a good rebuttal. Woodson is in there. If I have to go pick from each side of the ball, that's my 1 and 2.
There you go.
That's
Right
not
there.
too bad of a pair of players to
Woodson's
pick
wine.
from. What was that again?
Woodson's wine is pretty damn good too.
Oh,
You gotta get
Haven't
some
had
wine.
any yet.
expense it out.
Interception.
Get us
Oh,
get us
yeah.
a bottle.
Can you text Charles Woodson
Oh,
right
here we
now on
go.
the show
Here we go.
and get us a case of wine? 222 West College Avenue, Appleton, Wisconsin, 54911. There you
here we
go.
go.
10th floor. All right. Hey, guys, for having his question selected, Brian wins a signed photo of MVS. No, that's our last one. We haven't seen MVS in person now
That's
for
right.
a number of weeks because we had to switch back to virtual. But each week we will ask you to submit a question for our co-host or guest that we'll ask live during Monday's show. Look for it on Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. Rosie, we need some music because there it is. It is time for tonight's Clubhouse Live challenge. There's the challenge flag. There it is. Sponsored by Bobbles Galore. Bobbles Galore is your source for the largest selection of bobbleheads you will find anywhere. All sports, all teams, entertainers, and more. Shop Bobbles Galore for that unique piece for your mantle or man cave. And they have a great selection of Packers, Brewers, and Bucks bobbleheads. Bobbles Galore also makes custom bobbleheads that are perfect for weddings, birthdays, retirements, or any special occasion. And their unique AR, or augmented reality app, makes this beautiful MVP set come to life. There it is. Christian Yelich, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Aaron Rodgers, Wisconsin's MVPs. All the bobbleheads shown on Clubhouse Live are available at bobblesgalore.com. Look for special website discounts. The more you buy, the more you save. Okay, Tom, here we go. We are going to do this again because it's virtual. We are going to play a game that we call Six Pack. All right? This is a rapid-fire trivia game in which you have 60 seconds to correctly answer 6 questions about a specific topic. If you do so, you win the game and a very cool prize for tonight's contestant, which happens to be John Dickinson. Puma, can you say hello to John tonight?
John, how you doing? Hello. Hope you're well.
Yes. Now, here is the prize. Let me see if I can get it here. There it is. Courtesy of Bobbles Galore,
Whoa.
a Christian Yelich bobblehead. Look at that. It's getting close to Brewers season again. The Brewers
It
have been
is.
in the playoffs the last 4 years as well. Very nice looking bobblehead. John, I will send that out to you if Tom can get
Yes.
through this
No pressure.
task. Now, if you don't win, Tom, John will have to FaceTime Ricardo and then listen to him sing the Super Bowl Shuffle.
Oh, I got it memorized.
No.
No, we don't want that.
Ugh.
We don't want that. So if at any point you're stuck on a question, you can pass, and we'll come back to it. Ricardo, you will keep track of the time. 60
Got it.
seconds.
I got it.
Now, do not start the clock
Right.
until I completely ask the first question.
I'm
Don't
ready.
cheat,
Tom?
Ricardo.
I got
The
it.
category tonight, Tom, the Green Bay Packers 2010 season playoff edition, okay? The 2010 season, but each of these questions will pertain to your championship run. Different playoff games, different playoff moments. Okay. Feeling pretty good?
I'm a little. The pressure just got a little more intense because I feel like you're going to ask some stuff that I should know, and I'm probably going to mess one up. Go ahead.
I think you're going to be okay.
Have
Okay.
confidence.
Don't let the fear of failure get in your mind.
Yes.
All right, confidence. Here we go. Question number 1, Ricardo.
Yep.
Tom, you beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl. What was the final score?
31-25.
Close enough. 35-21. This longtime cornerback returned an interception. Wait, at 31-25. You're right. Returned an interception 70 yards for a score as time expired in the first half in that Falcons game.
Tramon Williams.
Yes. B.J. Raji also returned an interception for a score during that playoff run. What uniform number did Raji wear?
91.
90 is
90
right.
was
These
right.
4 words
90.
from Charles
90.
Woodson's
90.
Yes, Charles Woodson's now legendary speech. These 4 words are inscribed in your Super Bowl ring. What 4 words did he say? His famous
Oh my
speech.
God. One team, one heart.
I think you said mind,
One
goal,
family.
purpose,
One-
and heart. Yes, you're
Yes,
correct.
you're right.
Question
Sam
5. He set the Packers
Oh
team
my
record for most receiving yards in a Super Bowl with 140.
Jordy Nelson.
Yes, last one. You beat the Bears in the NFC title game. The Bears still what?
Suck.
Yes! Ricardo, did he get it?
Well, listen, we have to take into account that there's a delay
Yes.
when you ask the question and when Krabby hears it, then answers it,
Yeah.
and then we get it back.
Right.
So in that case, yes, it was under 60 seconds.
And I did I misspoke.
Yes.
It was 31-20,
You did.
31-25, not 35-21. So I kind
Threw
of
me off.
threw him off a
Threw
me
little
off.
bit. So for those reasons, the Puma successfully completed tonight's 6-pack. That means, John Dickinson, I will be sending you this Christian Yelich bobblehead, courtesy of Bobbles Galore. How about a round of applause tonight
Nice.
for our fine contestant, Rosie.
Go, John.
Well done. Yes, mind, goal, purpose, heart. That's what's inscribed in your Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, I was razzled. I was frazzled, frazzled, dazzled.
Well, that's probably
when
because
you
you got
said 35-20, when you
Yeah, I
said
know.
35-21 and start getting into the next question, I was like, wait, like I've lost my mind. Like I'm
No.
gonna get everything wrong now. Everything I knew or thought
Way
I
to
knew
go,
about that
Brad.
game
I
was
messed up.
wrong.
Listen, now this is 2 weeks in a row where I
Yes.
messed up the challenge. Last week I asked which 2 teams have horns on their helmets, and I thought it was the Vikings and the Rams, but then I was called out.
Yes,
The
you
Houston
were.
Texans also have horns. Never even dawned on me that the steer, the head,
Oh,
had horns. And then somebody else
they
also
really?
said, yeah, they do. MVS showed me on
Yeah, he
his
had.
phone. And then somebody else claimed that the Buffalo Bills also have
Oh,
horns.
they do.
I guess they
There's a
do.
horn?
So I really
Come
took
on, Brett.
I
Cocaine's
need-
a hell of a
yeah.
drug.
Well, the lawyers were on my case last week, our show lawyers. I got to be better. So, but anyway, John Dickinson wins. So, hey, we're going to wind down here, but a few things. Just a minute, Rosie, before we take a trip down memory lane. Tom, are you going to come to Green Bay for any of these playoff games? Are you coming to Lambeau Field, all dressed in your parkas and your bearskin hats and your gloves and boots?
bear skin. No, ain't no bears. Nothing. Bears,
Squirrel
nothing
skin?
being worn
I don't
when
know.
come up to Green Bay.
Fox
Yeah.
skin?
That's better.
Chinchilla?
A babushka.
No, I don't have any plans to make the playoff games or the Super Bowl when they make it there in LA. I'm going to stay home here in Florida and watch it from the comfort and the warmth of my home here.
Yes,
So
sounds good.
That's
Yeah.
where I'm at.
I like that, actually.
If they make it, we should have a Clubhouse Live viewing party live somewhere. We should do that.
In Florida? I'm all
Yeah,
for
well,
it.
I'd be down for that. I'd be
let's
down.
hang out in
Whoa,
Florida.
my house. What the heck?
Yeah. Are you okay with that? Do you have a spot in the basement for us? Hey,
Do you know about Florida? There's no such thing as basements here.
No, there's no basements.
Are there no basements at all?
Just crawl spaces.
No, there's no basements.
Oh, I don't want to see what's in a crawl space in Florida. That scares me.
You don't want that.
No. Hey, a trip down memory lane. Rosie, show some pictures of Tom Crabtree. Look at that. The famous touchdown against the Bears, Ricardo.
It was a good play. It was a good
Fantastic shot. Let's keep them
coming. What are those two
Let's
guys
see.
in the white jerseys doing on the left?
They're just watching you.
They're eyeing you. They're eyeing your incredible speed, Krabby.
There you are against the Bears again.
That guy's like, shoot.
Yeah.
Shoot, this kid is fast.
Is this the 72-yarder, the famous bobblehead touchdown, right? Your head was swiveling back and forth.
It is, man.
Look at that.
That was a
doing
fun show a couple days later.
Oh, it was. Lambeau Leap. There you are. And speaking of fun shows.
I still have those tattoos.
They'll get there. He is.
There is.
Aaron Rodgers. Right?
Pug life.
And how about one more? Look at the mustache there.
Wow.
Yes. Oh, sweet memories.
Amazing.
Can you grow
I
that?
love it. I love going down memory lane. Can I go?
Yeah.
I think I could. I shaved like 2 days ago.
I want to see that again.
It's not coming in. It's coming in thick. It's still coming in pretty thick. A little bit of gray. I'm not gonna lie these days. I'm creeping up towards 40. A little gray creeping in.
Brett and I know about that.
Look at me. I got a lot of gray here. I'm going to be 50 years old this summer.
I didn't want to say anything.
That's okay. That's okay. I can handle it. We call that wisdom, Tom. It's a lot of wisdom in that.
It is.
In those whiskers. So, hey, how about another virtual round of applause for the Puma here tonight? As a quick hour has gone by. There we go. And before we sign off, we're going to go up north with USA Today Sports Plus. That is the new sports app that puts the fans first. Get the latest scores, stats, and standings, and enjoy interactive experiences with our award-winning sports writers. Download USA Today Sports Plus from the Apple or Google Play stores today. USA Today Sports Plus, fan harder. Puma, this is where we all predict Saturday's divisional playoff showdown, 7:15 p.m. kickoff. It's going to be cold. It's going to be Lambeau Field. It's going to be the Packers and the 49ers. First up is Ricardo. Who are you picking to win the game?
This matchup is all wrong for Green Bay.
Uh-oh.
I don't like it. I think the 49ers present some problems that maybe might exploit Green Bay's weaknesses. But you know what, Brett? I think this is going to be a kind of ugly, low-scoring game. I'm thinking 2019 Packers.
Whoa!
It's in the championship where I think Green Bay's run ends. But I think they'll beat the 49ers this week.
Okay.
2019.
Tom, I'm going to get your pick here in a second, but you're in the Tampa area. You're not too far from Tampa. What is the buzz down there with the Buccaneers? Everybody down there feeling like a repeat is just a foregone conclusion?
You know what's weird? Like, I've had that thought cross my mind with this close. I'm like an hour away from Tampa. And in this day and age of, like, streaming services and, oh, wait, a pandemic where I'm not, like, out, like, just in people's faces, like, hey, do you want to talk about the game? Like, spitting in their faces. Like, it's, like, I feel like it's an hour away, and I have no clue what the buzz is. Or the feeling, like I don't watch local news, like I'm not out and about as much. I don't know, maybe some people are, a lot of people are down here in Florida. But with that said, not to get too Debbie Downer, I think there is, when I do come across it, there is a general sense of like Tampa is like pro sports mecca right now. With the NHL, the Lightning, the Rays are pretty darn good. And then obviously you got the Bucks, so its confidence is pretty darn high, especially when you got a guy like Brady renting out Jeter's palace.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to counter that. The Milwaukee Bucks are the reigning NBA champions. The Brewers have been to the playoffs the last 4 seasons. The Packers have been to the NFC Championship the last 2 seasons. MVPs for Yelich, Giannis, and Aaron Rodgers. I would say Wisconsin is very close to a sports mecca right now, too. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be a rematch in the NFC title game. But Puma, who are you picking Saturday night?
Man, I gotta say, I think in years prior, like I would have gone kind of conservative and called like a 24-17 Packers over Niners game. Like, we're entering the game pretty good. Like, we're feeling good, but, like, it's going to be close. I'm going to go the other way. I want to switch it up a little bit.
Going blowout?
I want to go I'm going to go 41.
Wow.
41-27 Packers.
Wow.
I think it's kind of close-ish, but I just feel like this is the most complete Packers team we've seen in a long time. They're getting healthier at the right time. I think they kind of, whether it's pull away late or they just kind of stay, a touchdown or two ahead throughout the game, I think that's what it's going to be. They're the better team, and they're playing at home, and that's what I want to see, darn it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, he doesn't want it to be close, which is, I understand as a Packers fan, you just want it to be
over
in the
at
bag,
halftime.
like in the bag a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I think it is going to be close, but guys, I'm putting on the victory visor once again. Yes, let's hear the cheers for me. Look at that. This thing is like magic. It's had a great run these last few seasons. I think it's going to be 27-21. I think it's going to be a close game. I guess the big question for San Francisco right now is the injuries. All right.
Right.
Is Warner going to be back? Is Bosa going to be back? Now I'm seeing Jimmy Garoppolo apparently has a sprained shoulder. That came out today too.
Wow.
Along with his thumb. So I don't know. Listen. The Niners they struggle against the run. And I think in that cold, you got that two-headed monster, that two-headed battering ram of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. I think they're going to pound it on the ground. I think they're going to have a big day on the ground. And then I think Rodgers is going to do what Rodgers does, like Tom was talking about earlier in the show. He's going to get the ball out, and he and Devontae Adams are going to have some magical moments. Alan Lazard's playing really good football, our previous co-host as well. So how about 27-21? The Packers give the Niners a taste of their own medicine, ground and pound.
I like that. And I was just going to say real quick, I kind of see it playing out like similar to Bills Patriots, at least as far as offensive efficiency. Like, you talk about making possessions count at home. That's what Buffalo did against New England.
Right.
Like, I think there were 6 for 6 or 7 for 7. Like, they scored touchdowns on every possession or something insane. I just feel like they're going to be insanely efficient on offense. And it's going to come out 41-27-ish. They've had an extra week to prepare. They're healthier.
That is true.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Is Cobb back?
I think he's back. Yeah, I think he's ready to come back. So yeah, well, we'll see. I think we're all going to be 3-0 after this, and we're going to see a Packers Tampa Bay rematch in the NFC Championship game. But Ricardo, Packers News app. What's going on with that?
Yes, with exclusive commentary, insider analysis, and award-winning photos and videos from USA Today Network, Wisconsin's Packers coverage team. That Packers News app, your one-stop shop for complete Packers coverage. This app is available for iPhone and Android users.
Hey, special thanks to our sponsor and friends, Unison Credit Union, Bobbles Galore, Mark Rolanichik Realty, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, USA Today Sports Plus, Mayfield Sports Marketing, Escort Limousine Service, Mike Thiel and Eric lives here, and of course the good folks just right down the street, Paper Valley Hotel. Tonight's keyword, no more keywords, all right, but here is the registration info. As you know, we're giving away one canvas print signed by Marquez Valdez-Scantling and another signed by Alan Lazard, our two co-hosts this season, to 2 lucky fans. And here's how you can register. We have been displaying a keyword each week this season, and all you have had to do was watch those shows and collect all of the keywords. Fans who submit the correct list of keywords will be eligible and registered. From there, we'll randomly select the lucky winners, and we'll announce that as part of an upcoming show. It could be next week. We'll see. If you missed previous keywords, check out replays of the show at clubhouselive.com. I will post information on how you can enter those keywords on our Clubhouse Live Facebook page tomorrow at facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. So getting ready to give away some signed photos, and we're going to give away 2 in-person in our extravaganza show. We will return to an in-person show for that. Date and time to be determined. So, Puma, we're going to give you the final word tonight before we sign off. What do you have to say?
I got to say, this is the first, since I finished playing, this is the first Packers season, not the first, but the one where I'm most excited for whatever's going to happen next and the most confident. And I hope that means something, and I hope it leads to good things here in the next few weeks. So I'm feeling good. I'm excited. Go Pack, go.
Here we go. Yes. Go, Pack, go. Puma, thank you so much for joining us tonight. How about a round of applause again for the legendary Tom Crabtree? Ladies and gentlemen, we want to hear from our virtual crowd. Thank you, Tom, for making some time for us here on this Monday night. We certainly do appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Now, listen, don't sign off, though. There's something I want to ask you off camera. But for now, for Ricardo, for Rosie, for the Puma, and for the rest of the Clubhouse Live crew, I'm Brett Christopherson, the Creep. I am signing off. Be back here next Monday night. Another virtual edition of Clubhouse Live is coming up. We will celebrate a big Packers victory over the San Francisco 49ers with our co-host. He's going to be back, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Same time, same
Bat channel
link, something like that. So we'll post all that information in due time. But for now, here comes Puma. Mean Gene, I know you're out there. Take it away.
Go, Pack!